Okay, hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Courtney Carlson. Content day is so fun for me, but also I think I'm done talking. This is going to be the last video, but this is also the last video in the series of 3 called Intimacy with God. So I'm Courtney Carlson, and I teach emotional healing online and how to work past trauma and abuse and neglect, including the trauma, abuse, and neglect we do to ourselves. Okay? So in this video and at the end of the last video, I was really talking about intimacy and breaking that down a little bit. So when we decide, I don't know why I'm saying stay so all the time. Last video, let me breathe. Hold on. Okay. I've experienced this. I've lived through this. I've helped women transfer? Okay, I need to stop talking. Transform their life through this connection. So intimacy with God is really, intimacy with anyone really, is pulling back the curtain of who you are, pulling back the curtain of your heart, and having this genuine exchange of I'm getting to know you and you are getting to know me on a deep, intimate level. If that freaked you out, that's okay. You don't have to do it all at once. If you were like me or you experienced childhood trauma or abuse, this is scary. It's okay. Some of it goes back to not knowing how to do it well. Some of it goes back to like someone took advantage of us. It goes back to self-protection and like I built all these walls and I don't want to let anyone in. Like there can be so many things that are happening. Or you have thoughts of God that he's like mean or mad or not for you. All of those things can stand in the way, and all of those things are okay. God knows exactly where you are and what you experienced and what led you to like wall off your heart and protect yourself. At least that's how he encountered me. He knew that I had been through so much trauma and neglect and abuse, and he knew that at my lowest point, I had my heart so walled off. I was so hidden. And nobody knew me. Nobody. And I had been married for 12 years. I shared that fact in a church group one time, and an old lady was like, "Weren't you married?" And I was like, "Yeah, I was really good at self-protection. I was really good at not letting someone see the real me because I thought I was bad. I thought they would hurt me, and I just didn't know how intimacy in a good way, in a trusting, loving environment would heal my heart and not hurt my heart." And so this is a part of my journey. This is a part of my story. And this is exactly how I did it. So it's okay if you're going to take the baby steps forward. That's what I'm saying. It's okay if you're not going to like have your heart walled off and open your heart completely. It's okay if you're like, I don't know what this lady's talking about. I don't think I'm ready for that. It's okay if you're like, that's kind of interesting. I think I would like the healing that goes with that, but I'm scared or I don't want to do it. It's okay where you are. God knows. So I super didn't trust God. My heart was super walled off, and intimacy sounded really, really scary for me. But I encourage my clients to like dip your toe in the water. You don't have to jump in. You can experience that God is trustworthy and will take care of your heart over time. You don't have to take my word for it. You don't have to take someone else's word for it. You can build trust with God because he's trustworthy. And I know that now, okay? And I want to say I was probably the most skeptical person, probably the most scared person, and the most like stubborn and resilient in the way of like, I'm not going to let you in. I'm not going to let people in, like I said. So oh, my light just went off. It's fine. Okay. Part of it, so learning to let your walls down in safety. Learning to let your walls down, learning to let God see you in that exchange, you start to see God as well, right? It's an exchange because it's a relationship and it's a partnership. When I let my walls down and I start to be known by God, I start to get to know him. And in moments where I could let my heart down and my walls down, and I could share my heart with him, and he would connect with me and he would be gentle and he would take care of my heart, it built a little bit of trust. And I was like, oh, actually that healed part of my heart, it didn't wound me more. Okay. It's like experience, it's knowledge. You tuck it back in like, interesting. Okay. Right? And then you move on and there's like another thing that's coming up, and I went through the practice again of like putting my walls down and sharing my heart with God, and this is how I feel, and this is what's bothering me, and this is the wound. And him coming in and connecting with me, being gentle and compassionate and loving and telling me the truth, it built more trust in me. It built more intimacy with the Father. It built this like equity. When I look back, I'm like, oh, now I have 8 years of looking back. Now I have now I know, right? In the beginning, I didn't know because I didn't have the experience. And so give yourself the time to dip your toe in the water, experience it a little bit, come out more healed on the other side, and go, okay, maybe I could do that again, and do it again. Let him build that trust with you. Let him build that equity with you. Let him build that intimacy and show you that he's safe. Show you that he's trustworthy. Show you that he's actually funny and fun and knows your personality. And there's so much more than just this like standoffish God that doesn't want to be a part of your life, right? That's not him at all. So in the caveat, I know this is a long video, but the caveat there, not the caveat, I also want to add something there at the end, is that if you have an emotional heart wound, like, Lord, I just feel so inadequate. I feel like I'm not enough. I felt like I was not enough for my mother or my father or whatever. Inviting him into that wound and that place, you not only get healing, but I encourage you to ask him the truth about you. Lord, and this is vulnerable, right? This is a really vulnerable place to be when you felt like inadequate or not enough, and you've carried that belief and that wound for such a long time. It's vulnerable to ask someone what they think of you, right? But I encourage you in that place, God, how do you see me? What is the truth? What do you see about this situation? What do you want to say about this situation? Like, allow him to show you who you are, and not only bring healing in that place, but bring truth. Let him speak truth over you so that you are changed and transformed in that place. So I encourage you to go on that journey of intimacy with God, and I hope you find healing and health and growth there. If this was helpful, please like and subscribe so that I can reach more women that are in a season of emotional healing and health. And like always, you are encouraged and invited to the Colorful Table. It's a monthly subscription, cancel anytime, but it's groups of women just like you on an emotional health journey, of emotional healing and health and growing past trauma and pain and abuse. Okay, that was a mouthful. I will see you there.